What's up, everyone? Good morning. So this is, I guess, second portion of this video. So I'll try to keep it short since the, I guess, introduction portion was kind of longer than I thought. But anyway, had the truck taken to the mechanic this last week. Had it looked over, got some things taken care of, and got a starting point of kind of a long list of things to do. A lot of it I can probably do over time. And then I have my own plans now of basically there's lists or one big list. Some of the stuff, it'll all be changes to the truck, but some you can see, some you won't be able to see. But long story short, I have determined I'm going to keep this truck and sell my F-150. I was just at the DMV yesterday trying to register this, which is going to be another process. But I did get the title to my F-150, and I'll be putting that up for sale here soon. It's not in the driveway right now. It's actually parked over at the clubhouse with their mailboxes, just to give me a little bit more space today, and then I'll move it back over later today. But I do have my first project of the truck, and I'll probably just end it here, and so I can go ahead and post this. But first project is the, come to find out, and I keep recording this early in the morning on Saturday where I slept great, but I just woke up. Coffee hasn't kicked in yet. This door, which is common to these older extended cab trucks, because I had the exact same problem on my F-150, but this rear door doesn't open. You can hear it release up at the top, but the mechanism on the bottom is stuck. So that is due to these little plastic pieces. So that's my first project. I'm gonna get that taken care of today or this morning, because I can't really start using this truck, and I don't want to start moving my stuff over until I have this door operational. And I'm going to go ahead and do the other door, since these are just little cheap plastic pieces. I will say this, because I looked up the video. So I'll do this, and I'll post a little after, but I'm not going to record the process because there's plenty of videos on YouTube about it. I'll link the YouTube video that I used for this in the description. But the process to do this, from what I can tell in the video, is easier on the Chevy truck. The downside is on the Ford F-150 that I have, it's a 2007. When I replaced, those were plastic pieces that had all broken. When I got that truck, I couldn't get to the back seat at all, other than climbing through it. And these plastic pieces had failed. The aftermarket, I guess, pieces came in like more of a metal material. So at least I knew they weren't going to fail again in another 10 or 20 years or whatever. These are the same pieces that are in there now. There's no other option. So you're just replacing plastic with plastic, basically. But it is what it is. So I'm going to, even though this side door opens, the passenger side door opens, I'm going to do both. And then I'll post a quick clip when I'm done, and I'll post this video. Okay, I got it fixed, finally. Haven't put it back together yet, but haven't put the handle on, but inside handle. Ta-da! So, but the reason why I'm recording this is I'm going to show you, I've watched a couple different videos, so like I said, I'm going to link them both in the description, but neither one of them kind of, from what I could tell, showed where the rods go back in place if they've fallen out of place. The only way I figured it out was by taking apart the other door that did open and seeing where those brackets were. And like I could tell they were already old, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace them. Easy enough to get to and stuff, but kind of a pain in the ass. But for the bottom rod, both times you're gonna kind of have to move the handle. I've seen some videos where they remove the handle completely. I didn't want to bother doing that. And you can see my hands all red from rubbing against this metal. But that, see if I can zoom in, is for the bottom. Oh, sorry. That's where the bottom rod goes into place. It's a little hole. You kind of have to. It doesn't snap into place easily, man. I'll be honest. You got to use some force, strength to get it in there, but you can't use too much, or it will bend the little plastic piece, which I had a little red one that I used that I bent, but I was gonna show you, but maybe I already threw it away. But yeah, this little, where is that? That little piece, if you use too much force getting it in the hole, it'll bend this plastic up against the rod, and then it's pointless, which is another reason why I don't like the plastic. For the top rod, it goes into place up there, and yeah, you can see just it's just plastic that kind of holds that. I guess it adds to the rod to make it stay in the hole, but that's it. Okay, so I stopped recording because my neighbor was coming out and I didn't want to kind of look like an idiot. So this plastic, I got some double-sided tape already that I'm just going to kind of put this back in place. Just kind of where it goes. It is easier to take the door covers off, which was also not really covered in the videos that I watched. To do that, there's 2 screws that go in here. I'll put them down here in the holder just for now, so I can keep track of them. So you remove those screws and then just pull kind of that. It's easier to kind of start pulling from the top, but there's these snaps that snap it back into place. But you just pull those out slightly. You might have to use a little bit of force, but not too much because it is plastic. And so I'm going to put that back into place.
A few moments later.
You ever do something a bunch of times or a few times, and then you finally figure out you're doing it kind of the hard way? I mean, it still worked, but there's an easier way. So that just happened. So I'm going to show you with this other door. I'm going to show you with the other door that I've been doing. I figured it out with this bottom portion handle. You can see I put the new piece in. Now this is the red piece. I use the red pieces on this one. Now they said, I read somewhere online that red was supposed to be for top and green for bottom or something like that. But these are the exact same pieces, so it doesn't really matter, it looks like. I mean, other than they're both going to fit over the curb part of the rod and snap into place. Just one's going to face the outside and one's going to face the inside. This side had both red, so I did both red. That side had both red, but I used green. Doesn't really matter. But anyway, I'm going to show you with this top piece here. So, you can see how I have my finger up here to hold it in place. That's the hole it goes into. What I found out, because none of the videos that at least the ones that I saw online,
I just snapped it into place. They didn't really show kind of where it goes, an easier, way to see where it goes or how to do it. Kind of. I mean, it showed where to put it on the rod and stuff. But what I found out, at least what worked better for me, was to snap it into this place first versus putting it on the rod and trying to put the rod in there, because that's what was kind of bending the plastic on at least one of them. It was harder to slide the rod in. So if you put it in there, and then I may not be able to do this and hold the camera, but I can at least kind of show you. Get the rod over, slide it into the hole. I'll show you here in a minute. Slide it into the hole and then snap the other piece around the rod. Okay, so now you can see that I put the rod into the portion that was in the hole. And then I will, if I can get my finger in here, basically move this piece back over the rod. Okay, there. I couldn't hold the camera and do it at the same time, but you can move the handle to kind of move the rod in a better position for your fingers. But then, so it's kind of tilted up, and then I just rotate it down once the rod is in the first hole, and then snap that second piece into place. I did it completely the hard way on the other door, and I was having just a hell of a time on this portion, and then I finally figured it out. I will be honest, I took the handle out, which was kind of complicated, just because the left side and the right side is different, especially if you're right-handed, left-handed, or whatever, at least for me. So I took this out to get better access to the hole, and that's when I kind of thought about the procedure that I just put into place, and I was just one and done, for the most part. So anyway, just a tip. All right. Ta-da! That was the big one, because that one didn't even open. But like you saw, I did replace his other side. So they all have the same new pieces. Hopefully that lasts another 20 years. But anyway, I'm going to make this 2 separate videos. I'll just upload them both today. Because I was thinking about it. This turned into more of a how-to than I was anticipating. And so I'll just make it 2 episodes of, this is going to be the project Bam-Elam. Yes, Bam-Elam from Black Betty, the song by Ram Jam. So that's what I'm going to call the truck. It's Bam-Elam. I think my mom would have liked that. And shout out to Carlos and my brother Harold for, keeping the truck being used and maintained, taken care of. I know towards the end it got to be a lot, but I'm up for the challenge of slowly but surely bringing it back. So thanks for the 2 of you for giving the truck a good life, and passing it on to me now that you're done with it. So I will do a little more before and afters as I get going. The next project is to kind of clean out and detail the interior, to give it a fresh start, and kind of move my stuff in and sell my F-150 and start its new life. So that will probably be next weekend, maybe, or maybe tomorrow, I don't know, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to end this episode here. So I'm going to make this episode 2 of the Bam-Elam project, and thanks for watching. Thanks for following along, and questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comment section down below. I will talk to you guys next time.